What's good, y'all? Welcome back to a brand new movie review. This time for the new DC animated film, Batman Gotham by Gaslight. Now, guys, I'm a pretty big fan of the DC animated movies. Now, I have not seen every single DC animated movie under the sun. I have not seen all of them. I've seen a decent amount of them, predominantly the ones focused on Batman, because it's Batman, and you guys know how much I love Batman. I've seen, of course, The Dark Knight Returns, two-part series, fucking awesome. The Under the Red Hood, I've seen Doomsday, Superman Doomsday, Flashpoint Paradox. I own Son of Batman. What else? Justice League versus Teen Titans. I've seen Justice League Doom. I'm trying to think of another one. I think that I've seen Batman Gotham Knight. Wonder Woman is another one. And I think that's all of my. I feel like I'm missing another. I feel like I am missing another one. Oh, Batman Public Enemies, Batman and Superman Apocalypse. There's probably another one I'm missing, but enough of me listing off the movies I've seen. But in case you know, I have not seen the one on the Killing Joke. I actually, when that came out, I really wanted to buy it on Blu-ray because I was really curious because I really want to see it, so my friends wouldn't do it, so I asked them, can I get the comic, and they said sure for that, so I read it, and it's fucking awesome. Anyway, so, Batman Gotham by Gaslight is directed by Sam Liu, I believe they say his last name. The cast includes Jennifer Carpenter, Bruce Greenwood, Gray Delicia, Scott Patterson, Anthony Head, John DiMaggio. Yo! I knew he was in this movie! Because when I was watching, I was like, one of the characters, I think it was like one of the kids. I think it was one of the kids that are actually the Robins. I think it was one of them or someone else where it sounded very suspicious. I was like, yo, is that Yuri? From Naruto or Persona 4? And he's in here. So I was right. I was like, oh shit, he actually is this way. So yeah, Yuri Luenthal, I think she's his last name, and others. And so the plot of Batman Gotham by Gaslight is in like an Elseworld storyline during the Victorian era in Gotham City. Batman has to solve the cases of Jack the Ripper. And so, of course, you got Batman doing its detective work, trying to solve and, stop the killer of Jack the Ripper. Now, I fucking love this. This is definitely, you guys, this is one of the great, one of the great DC animated. This one, I actually really love this movie. And now, let's talk about the cast. Like I mentioned, I believe Bruce Greenwood is the guy that plays Batman in this one, and he also played Batman, and I want to say Under the Red Hood, if I remember correctly, and he did a fantastic job as Bruce Wayne and Batman. His voice suits him very well, and yeah, he definitely. I mean, he's not as good as Kevin Conroy because that's Kevin Conroy. But yeah, as Batman, he's amazing. I love it. And the girl, I believe, hold on, let me look at the cast real quick one more time. I believe Jennifer Carpenter is the person that plays Selena Kyle as Catwoman. She plays definitely a big, prominent role in this because, of course, she would, because, it's Catwoman, and we all know Bruce's relationship with her, which kind of makes me interesting because actually, I know in the comics nowadays in Rebirth, Bruce actually proposed to Selena. I don't know if she actually said yes or not. She probably did, but yeah, I'm curious how long that's gonna last before she inevitably dies, because, when it comes to happiness and love, Bruce doesn't have the best history. I mean, just look at his parents. Anyway, so yeah, and Selena Kyle is definitely not the only other Batman character that makes a prominent, that has a role in this movie. Harvey Dent also has a big, it's not a big, he's more of kind of a supporting character that you guys see, which, by the way, Harvey Dent is a straight up sexist asshole. I was like he's straight up sexist this way. I know, I feel you guys are like, oh, but Glenn, this takes place during the 1800s, where it was normal for men to be sexist pigs. And you're right about that, but still kind of jarring to see in 2018. But yeah, so. And speaking of which, and because this movie is in it does take place in, the Victorian era, the dialogue reflects that, like, when we got the Robins, like, cornering these guys in the alleys, like, hey, y'all not tough, you gotta pay the tariff. Which, I mean, like, who says that word? It's like you gotta pay, like, what do gangsters say nowadays? Is it like, you gotta pay the price, you gotta pay, I don't know, protection? Like, what do gangsters actually say now? I feel like I'm forgetting what they actually say. But, and also, like, there's another scene where where there's this Gotham fair going on, and they have a Ferris wheel, and this dude, and like the guy that's advertising it is like, this thing could go 15 miles an hour, and I was like, oh my god, can a human even survive that? I'm like, that's not fast, like, at all. So yeah, like I said, this movie definitely, the dialogue definitely does reflect the time period, as well as just the movie itself, because it's set in Victorian London, or I guess you should say Victorian era, since this movie does take place in Gotham City. Batman, of course, doesn't have the Bat computer. He doesn't have all his techno gadgets that he has nowadays. All he really has, besides his batarangs, is really just his wit and his mind, and of course, his fighting ability. So you won't be seeing Bruce with some high tech gadgets like the Bat computer now. This dude is using like old, like, microscopes and other stuff that was that was the modern technology back in the 1800s, a Victorian era. Now, like you said, and also, like, he's also in there, as well as Hugo Strange also makes an appearance. Harvey Bullock from Gotham makes an appearance. At least I think it's him, because Commissioner Gordon refers to one of his cops as Bullock, so I'm guessing it's Harvey Bullock from the Gotham TV show, which Gotham is coming back tonight. I'm so hyped because oh my god, because you guys know how much I fucking love Gotham. It's also probably one of my favorite TV series of all time. I love Gotham. I cannot wait to see it. I cannot wait to see it tonight. That's gonna be hype because I love Gotham. Anyway, so he makes an appearance. Poison Ivy also makes like a small cameo appearance at the beginning of the movie, and there's probably some other Batman characters that probably make an appearance I don't know about. So yeah, this definitely got some other Batman characters, which was nice to see. Now, because this is an anime movie, let's talk about the art animation. Now, the art animation movie was overall pretty good. Now, actually, I actually heard that this movie was actually done by a Japanese animator, so I guess this movie would technically count as anime. Would it? I mean, I guess, because I forget the exact studio name of it, but I did hear that actually, I think like the chief advisor of this movie actually also worked on Akira, and I feel like there was a couple other guys that worked on Dragon Ball Super. But the art animation is far better than in Dragon Ball Super, trust me. Like, it's not that, well, I mean, Dragon Ball Super nowadays has been getting real good, but it's nowhere bad as it was like in episode 4 or whatever. But overall, the art animation is pretty good, which also brings me to like my really only big like flaw I guess I have with the series is with the art animation, predominantly the CGI. It's very noticeable. Like, you guys know in most anime series, whenever there's like cars, carriages, stuff, like they usually always make it CGI, but it was like really noticeable, and even the fire didn't really look that good. So those are more or less like kind of like nitpicks. But if I had to pick something I didn't like about the movie, it was definitely the art animation was a little off at points. I already said the voice acting was great, but one thing I love about this movie is also that the DCU should take some cues from is that this movie doesn't mind to be has to drop some occasional jokes in the now and then. Cause even as dark as this movie is, talking about, Jack the Ripper and everything, this movie still cracks the occasional joke. Like, of course, like Batman still does his, disappearing act that he's famous for. And there's probably some other stuff that was actually kind of fun. So, I gotta get the occasional chuckle out, which was nice to see, because it goes out like, I'm dark, brooding, this is BVS, nothing but gray. But yeah. The art animation was pretty good. The CGI wasn't all that great. There were some pretty nice occasional jokes. Now, the weird thing about this movie is that this movie is rated R, but it says for some violence. Now that is referring to the blood and gore in the movie, which there's a lot of it. When we see Jack the Ripper's kills, there's a lot of blood and gore, which I don't even know why that wasn't even put in it just as some violence. Why didn't you go some violence and blood and gore? I don't know. Anyway. Which also, and one thing I definitely was definitely, Jack the Ripper. He was actually really good. Jack the Ripper in this movie actually can stand, toe-to-toe Batman. It's not like Batman doesn't immediately figure out who it is. It takes some time. When they actually face off against her, Jack the Ripper actually managed to hold his own against Bruce. he can manage to hold his own against him. So it's not like a one-sided beatdown for hands up bruise. It's more like something like you get on the, like, say, Batman went against Deathstroke, which, oh, please, Ben Affleck stays Batman just so we can get Deathstroke in the Batman solo movie. Please, I need that. I need to see that. Anyway, yeah. So and also the reveal of Jack the Ripper was actually really nice. I didn't see it coming, so that was also a nice plus, which also shows you the greatness of a great murder mystery. So overall, if you are a fan of Batman, DC animated movies, I highly recommend it. Even if you were someone that was like not happy how the Killing Joke turned out, because we all know the controversy about that movie, you know, Batgirl and stuff. But I would still, and you're kind of like iffy about DC animated movies, like I don't know. I highly recommend you give Gotham by Gaslight a shot. It's really good. Overall, I give this movie a 9 out of 10. And also, guys, I'll also leave some links down in the description box below to a canceled Gotham by Gaslight video game that was actually in development. I'll leave, so if you're kind of curious a little bit more about that, I'll leave some links to videos down in the description box below. If you're curious, so go, check those out. So yeah, guys, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you're new, follow me on the description for your feeling. Links down in the description box below. And as always, come back for more. See you guys next time.